Previously on Red Sand Rising.
As I
Oh no.
run away, I just get struck in my back twice and just like roll on the ground like a few feet more and just be lying on the ground with 0 HP.
Chicken nugget number 1. That doesn't move Mamoru in initiative because that was on your turn.
Yeah.
But Mamoru is down, and Mamoru is bleeding. Just to remind it.
True.
That leads us to the greed spawn that is right next
Don't
to
you
Mamoru.
always get like moved in initiative when you get knocked down to like just before the creature who knocked you down?
You get before the creature's turn, but if it's your turn, you got knocked down from an attack of opportunity.
You get
stay in your
basically
own turn.
moved to just before the turn that is the active turn, which means in this case no change.
So I'm dying 1.
You are dying 2
Oh, true.
because you got knocked out. At least you didn't get knocked out from the crit. That would immediately have moved you to dying 3.
True.
You're dying 2. Then it's the greed spawn's turn. You are on the ground. You are no longer a threat. You're bleeding.
Oh no.
As its first action, it's going to move to be in range of both Giovanni and Sappho. As a second action, it's going to try to attack Sappho first. With the glaive. For a 32, your rallying anthem saved you from a critical hit. Still having flat checks, which is great.
Yes.
For a total of 11 points of damage.
Which
There's
I
a
only take 10 off because rolling anthem.
That's great.
Yes.
As a third action, it's going to try to hit Giovanni. It does have map for a total of 11. The critical miss. See, it's back. I killed one and it's back. It then
Maybe can hit the level 0 peasant with that or something.
leads us to another greed spawn. Other greed spawn is going to move in a straight line and be, well, not exactly in a straight line, and be right next to Sappho and flank her as a first action. Second action is going to try to bite Sappho.
Not having reactive strikes against these greed spawns is really hurting us.
Yes.
Because
that's-
they're moving around so freely.
That's going to be a hit.
But that's... It's all... Yeah, so because... Oh, yeah.
I would have gotten it next level.
Oh. That hurts.
Yeah.
For a total of 11 points of damage to Sappho.
Okay.
And I'm going to need a will save from Sappho
Yes.
for the sinful, nauseating thoughts that comes with the bite.
Wait, do I... Is it... because I have... God, I have some...
You have an ability, right?
I mean, is it an emotion effect?
It
That
is, yes.
Because then I always have a +1 to that if it's an emotion. Against emotion. Oh, that's already. But also I rolled really low. But I would in this.
Your
if I saw the
emotional-
4,
yeah.
I would be like, I would use my hero point. But
Your emotional effect is calculated. I can see it in your pluses.
yes, I will reroll using hero point because if I. Wow, it went from a 2 to a 3 on the die. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, so I guess I'm sickened.
You're sickened 2.
Yes.
Which leads us to our last action, which is going to be...
Did you?
It moved, it bit you, and
Yes.
it's part of the bite, the sinful thoughts thing.
Yes. Where's the sick? I'm looking for sickened.
Oh,
Sorry,
I can
because
pull it on you if it's easier.
Yeah.
For some reason, it doesn't show you the extra effect because it's like an extra
Yeah.
effect of the thing, but then it doesn't show you when you fail what it gives you.
Yes.
And it's then going to try to bite you again.
and doesn't need to.
You get a sense here. Oh, that's interesting. It would have succeeded, but you're still concealed. Even if you're sickened and it's hit, failed the concealment. Third action did not strike.
You cannot see me. I am hidden.
You're hidden within yourself.
Yes.
That leads us to Giovanni. Giovanni, Mamoru is down, bleeding, and you are surrounded by sin. By grin spawn, not sins.
Yeah, that's kind of an issue. Do you know which ones around me have used directive strike this time?
By now, they all have it back. Oh no. The one right
the
next to you
one-
used it against Jiji.
Yeah.
Okay, but the
But-
other two both have it.
Yes, but only
Yes.
one of them is within range of you because one of them is 15 feet away from you.
Oh, look at that.
No, I'm sorry. It says 10. Why does it say 10?
No,
But
this
that
can't be
can't
10.
be.
It's
It has to
15.
be 15.
15. Only one of them is within 10 feet.
Okay, so Sappho and Jiji are also almost dead. I'm also not looking good.
Yes. Everything is bad.
And there's like a ton of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a great way to describe it. There's a ton of dudes around us.
And I've actually used my battle medicine on Jiji already.
Yeah.
Not great.
I mean, Sappho is more surrounded than me, so if you want to battle medicine anyone, it would be her.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start by using my bonus action or like my hasted action to just target this guy who is threatening both Sappho and me and blast it.
That
Oh,
is
20 on the die, let's go!
very nice.
That's a 20. Woo.
And the one
Hell
between you
yeah.
and Jiji, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Very
the one
nice.
that's just in the middle of the room there.
That is
Oh,
the
that's-
only one who was in full health.
Gonna be... Wait, it says on Foundry though that it's damaged. I thought that one
I
was
thought this
damaged.
one. But he's
No,
saying
the one above
us.
you is damaged, and the one that is
Yeah.
right next to Sappho is damaged, but the one between you and Jiji and Sappho is unharmed.
Oh no, the one that is threatening Sappho and I, like the one in the...
He's striking
Like-
this
Oh,
one.
okay. The one above.
The one I'm targeting, yeah.
Okay. I thought it was the one below. Yes, that one is harmed.
Yeah, it takes 20 cold damage from the
Oh,
crit.
then let me fix that. Double. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Still attending.
Alright. Then I have my normal 3 actions left. Oh, that's a tough call. But I think I'm gonna have to use 2 of my actions to once again grow a protective rose bush between Jiji, Sappho, and Giovanni, just in the middle, like
I-
directly on this creature that's in the middle of all of us.
I do
just
have a
growing
question to
rose bush on
Giovanni
top of
because
it.
that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Are your impulses strikes? Because if they're not, you can't use the quickened action for that.
Just a normal elemental blast is a strike. So like I basically have a basic attack impulse that is a strike, but the other ones all aren't.
Yeah, asking because it didn't say on the thing, so I asked to make sure.
Elemental blast. I mean, what does it actually say? It make a melee or ranged impulse attack against the AC of a creature.
It's an attack, but does that count as a strike?
I guess it's not a strike then. I guess I can't even do that.
You can use
Is-
that as a regular action and not as a strike from the quickened.
Not
But I guess quickened is also kind of useless on kineticists, except for movement maybe, I guess. But...
Movement is really
The
good,
movement
especially
is
now when
good
you
on
need
everyone,
to move
right?
around. But-
Nah,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can move anyways with the reactive strikes all these guys have. But
Yeah, the fact that you're fighting 5 creatures that each of them has a reactive strike and reach to most of them is terrible.
Yeah.
Funnily
Yeah.
enough, Ripnugget does not have reach.
I don't think that's very funny.
I mean, it's
Sorry.
better than if it had reach.
Um,
That's why I'm not a comedian.
Okay, so basically I had to use a normal action to elemental strike this guy, so I only have 2 actions left.
And that is the Timber Sentinel, right?
It would be, but I don't know if... No, then it makes no sense. I think then Timber Sentinel is probably just a losing play as well.
It's a lot of HP.
And I'll use my last 2 actions for a Hail of Splinters. And I'll just like go all out and use the full power of the elemental aura to grow a bunch of vines that's like just shoot out all their thorns at the 2 guys that I can reach in a cone here. The one guy who's pretty fucked up, and the other guy who's also a bit fucked up.
Sounds good. Let me roll them their reflex save. The one on top, the one that is a lot more damage than the other, starting with them, is going to be a success with a 24. And the one who is a little less fucked up rolls a 15, which is a fail. So one of them takes half damage, the other one takes full. Sadly enough, the one who takes half damage is the one who is less injured.
Yeah, so the damage is 8 piercing right now, so there's 4 piercing for one and 8 piercing for the other, and then both of them have a bunch of persistent bleed damage on them.
Yeah. Very nice. They both seem to be filled with splinters. The one who took half damage looks really bad, the other one looks pretty bad, but not extremely bad.
And that's my turn. Think, yeah, because I can't actually use the hasted thing to do anything. Yeah.
Which means it's now Ripnugget's turn. While the greed spawns are only minions following orders, Ripnugget gives orders. He looks directly at all of you, takes out his knife, and is going to stab it into Mamoru.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't.
No way.
Fuck.
That's a critical hit with a 30, because you are unconscious. Which means, Mamoru, you are dying for.
Yep.
He looks at the 3 of you as he takes the knife out of Mamoru. And you realize you don't have a chance to get Mamoru anymore. As a second action, he whistles and closes the distance.
And we had just gotten Mamoru encouraged again to face Ripnugget, to reface him.
Yes. Reaches all the way right in the center. Looks at Giovanni, looks at Sappho. And is going to stab Sappho as a third action.
Fuck. Well, at least he still needs to make a flag check.
Yep, and he has math.
Yes. Both of those things.
Ooh, that's amazing.
That's a crit that you avoided.
Flat check. Let's fucking go.
I'm a blur! I'm a blur!
A natural 20 and then a flat check that fails. That is... You would have died.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, whatever.
Sappho,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
I don't want to be. Oh no. There's just so much around me. I'll try again to cast a soothe at 2nd level on Giovanni because, he can also heal if stuff goes wrong.
I don't know if we can heal each other. I think he will just counteract all of the healing we do, to be
Ripnugget
honest.
came
But
closer
at least
now.
the first instance.
Be careful with
Yeah,
heals.
he's a lot closer. Yeah, he's going to attack Sappho once you
I
start
mean, we
casting
can risk it, but
Yeah, also manipulate.
Yes.
As well
I mean,
as-
that is also a problem.
everything that I do is
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
you
I have
can't-
nothing that's not manipulating. Like,
Yeah, you can't really get out of range of any of them anyway.
I'm in range of 4 people at the moment. Every single one of them has me in range.
Only one of them does not have reactive strike as far as I think. I think the one that is above Giovanni and all of you doesn't have reactive strike, but all of the other 3 do.
This one also shouldn't yet have it because it's next up in the initiative.
Uh,
And it struck me last turn, on my turn.
I thought only one of them used its reactive. Oh, that one couldn't use a reactive strike because it was only for Giovanni. This one doesn't have it. It's still 3 people that reaches Sappho.
Yeah. It is.
First one, starting with the greed spawns because they are easier to deal with. The one that is injured but not fully injured is going to try to bite Sappho. Your conceal has been doing a lot of work.
Yes.
Amazingly so.
There we go again.
It keeps on being the MVP.
One reactive strike. Failure on
Just
the concealment and failure on the hit. The other one has to use the glaive because you're 10 feet away from it.
Is it also dealing because it has something else in?
Let's go! It's
Once
failed
again.
with the concealed. What the hell? Let's go.
Your conceal is amazing.
Keep it up, keep it up. Sappho is just literally there, like dancing left and right, sidestepping all the hits.
I'm just a twig just a leaf in the wind. Oh my god!
Oh no!
And then
What the
Ripnugget
hell?
comes in.
That's a critical hit from Ripnugget, which means if you are down by that, you're immediately dying too.
I'm very likely down by it unless he rolls a 1 on everything.
That's a 42.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Easy.
As you try to cast Soothe, they all go against it, and Ripnugget stabs you, and Sappho falls.
As Giovanni sees that happening, he just sees red and lets out like a primal guttural scream, and he just gets like fucking mad as he's never been before. And with the Avenge in Glory reaction, Giovanni gets like some temporary hit points, and it's just like his last mission is to take as many of these fuckers down with him as he can.
Since Sappho did an action in her turn, she also does not move an initiative. Sappho is dying too, in addition to the other effects. And bleeding, which means every time she bleeds, which is also in the end of her turn, she goes up by 1 level of dying. On the end of Sappho's turn, you take bleed damage and you reach dying 3. At dying 4, Sappho is also gone. It is now the greed spawn that is between the 3 of you. The greed spawns are not ordered to take down downed creatures. They are ordered to take those who are not. As its first action, it's going to try to bite into Jiji with a 28 to hit.
No, that hits.
That's going to be 13 points of damage, and I'm gonna need a will save from Jiji. As a success, you are sickened 1 by these sinful thoughts that probably go even higher and higher now that you see both Sappho and Mamoru on the ground.
The second one is stupid, but I think my HP are the bigger problem here, because I am really low at this point.
Yes, it's not great. As its second action, it's going to try to bite again. With Map.
Can Map save me?
Map could save you. Map does save you because it's a 13 on
Well,
the
for one action
general
at least.
toll. Yes. As a third action, Sappho is on the ground. She is not really a problem anymore. Giovanni is close to already some of them. It's gonna be annoying. As a third action, closes the door on you.
God damn it.
You know, maybe actually good. Gigi can just run. Gigi
Yeah,
can
Gigi,
just
get the
run.
fuck out of here.
It is
Just run.
Gigi's turn, so it's up for Gigi to decide what she's gonna do.
It is looking so dreadful. But like, I don't think Gigi would leave behind her friends.
2 of the greed spawns look terrible. One of them looks completely okay. Ripnugget has been hit once.
Ripnugget is so fast. It might be the stupid decision to open the door, but Gigi is just not gonna leave behind her friends. Like,
Yeah.
it's one action, right? To open the door.
It is.
Well, I'm gonna try and cast a spell, see if he hits me. This is how I go down. I go down fighting.
Absolutely. It's gonna try to bite. That's a 26. It doesn't stop your spell, but if you fall before that, you fall before that. That's 10 points.
I'm just down.
damage.
Wait, do I still have to run like an anthem? Does it
No.
expire with Sappho being down, or does it go until the end of my turn?
Did Sappho start by using the anthem again?
That's what I usually do. I usually always start with the rallying anthem.
Then
But I
if-
don't know if this continues if I...
If you don't renew it, it doesn't.
No, it's more of a... If I go down.
No, it stays up while even if you go down.
Because you would have used it and then used Soothe, right?
Yes.
Then it should be up.
Because that's... I always start with... To like keep that like going unless I have something where I'm like, I need to move.
Then I live on 1 HP.
Amazing.
Oh god.
Let's go.
I do need a will save though.
Okay.
Gigi, you are sickened though.
It's...
I mean, I was second one already.
Yeah,
so,
now you are sickened too, but yes. It doesn't change your HP. You still have 1 HP.
Will be a fireball.
Amazing. Where do you put it?
As much as it hurts me to do it, I will likely have to... strike Mamoru with it.
Mamoru's dead.
I know,
Mamoru is dead,
but I believe if I place it here...
Yep.
I can hit most of them. So it's kind of behind Ripnugget and the greed spawns, and it should
Yes.
hit both Ripnugget and the 2 that are hurt. So
Let's
they
start
need
with
a basic reflex save again.
the most hurt one. Rolls a 25, which is a success. Half damage. The second most hurt one rolls a 31, which is a critical success.
Why are they succeeding so much on all the saves?
And the third, which is Ripnugget, a 32,
God damn
but
it.
also
What do you mean?
All my big
Wait,
spells have just been critical successes by them.
Ripnugget's
insane.
lizard does not.
the
It's a
lizard is a
affected by it?
phantom creature.
It's a phantom.
Like not a
It's-
creature, it's a phantom.
It's like a ghost.
So
How do phantoms work? Because I don't...
It says,
Yeah,
they
that's-
do
I-
have HP, but they're not tagged as a creature, but they do have HP. Let me roll for the phantom creature.
what does it mean that it's not a creature even?
It says Ripnugget's
Like you
mount
can't
is a
attack it,
non-creature
or-
giant gecko, but it still has stats. So, like, you can't tag it as a creature, but if it's an area of effect, I think it does work. Let's roll for that. Oh, lizard is immune to fire.
I would have assumed
my
so,
God.
being a phantom.
I can let you know that the phantom has the exact same stats as Ripnugget because that's what it says.
Great.
I mean, they have the same stat except for some things, but they share a lot of things like immunities. The greed spawn that only succeeded dies. So one of them is down. But sadly, Ripnugget is fire. Fire will not tame him. Anything else from Gigi?
No, those were my actions.
Mamoru.
Yeah.
As Blade is brought into you, what are Mamoru's last thoughts?
I think like spending the few days with like the party now actually boosted his confidence quite a bit. He faced Ripnugget before, like 5, 6, 7 years ago at this point, and tried to venture afterwards, but always failed, and always the party ended up dying and he kept on running away. And this time he actually thought that it would be different. And probably the last thought he has is like, at least this time I didn't run away.
That's a very noble thought. As, in a way, Mamoru's biggest fear came true, Mamoru also learned about himself before he chose to stay. And that's already something very comforting.
Yeah.
And with that, you pass away, leading us to one of the greed spawns. The one that is flanking Sappho is going to move down to be in a position where it can reach Jiji, even if through some barrier, meaning Jiji will have some cover from the fact that it's reaching her through the door, like around the door kind of thing. I'm just gonna try to hit Jiji twice. Since I'm gonna say it's trying to reach you around the door, it's gonna be with the glaive and not with the bite, even though it's technically in melee.
Makes sense.
First strike.
It's
Is it 28? For 12 points of damage.
and with that Gigi is also down.
And as a third action, it's gonna try to stab Giovanni, as Jiji is no longer a threat, for a total of 27 to hit Giovanni.
Yep, I will do it.
That is going to be 12 points of slashing damage.
Take those.
That's its turn, leading us to Giovanni. Oh, that reminds me. In the end of their turn, they have the bleed. Yeah, it gets injured from your bleed still. Both of them have the bleed. One of them is dead, but the other one took the damage and seems to be a lot more injured.
Alright, but still, he can not looking good, if I might say. Because also Ripnugget seems to be completely fine.
Ripnugget took a hit.
He took a hit, okay.
Mamoru hit him once, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yes.
First action has to be getting my elemental aura back up. So channel elements, as part of which I can also use a one action elemental blast.
Mm-hmm.
And just go for a Hail Mary, and I mean, Ripnugget, what was the thing before? Like someone tried to damage him with something and he was immune to it.
Fire and poison.
Fire and poison.
Fire and poison immune.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I mean, he looks pretty dried up. Giovanni will just like try to use the vitality energy of his wood to strike him with a vitality elemental blast and see if that does anything. If he can even hit with a 21.
21 does not hit.
Alright, so Giovanni misses the elemental blast. Giovanni can take one step back, but would still be in reach of
The greed spawn.
at least one reactive strike, yeah.
Yes.
Now, Giovanni goes for what he set his mind to before. He'll just continue going all out and just in a huge cone in front of him, hitting the remaining 2 greed spawn and Ripnuggets. He'll just completely expend all the energy he channeled again and try to blast them all with thorns.
Do you have a way to do that without hurting your friends, or are you trying to do only Ripnugget?
What friends? Oh, Sappho is not literally dead.
No. Sappho is a dying 3.
Oh, okay. Sappho is just a dying 3.
I mean,
okay.
Let's be fair. Ripnugget has a turn before her.
Yeah, but it's my turn right now. So.
Yeah.
The issue is just that I don't think I can do anything without basically getting triple reactive struck to death right away if I try to save Sappho.
Yes.
You also know Sappho's fear was to be turned into chicken nuggets. If she dies somewhere else and it's not chicken nugget, maybe that's better. Maybe if you get away this way.
All right, amazing.
Better.
So Giovanni will try to end Sappho's life himself. Perfect.
That she's not turned into a chicken nugget.
Oh my god, that became
DC-21
bleak.
reflex save from everyone, please. Including Sappho, but not Jiji, I guess.
Yeah, you can probably do... I think if it's a cone, you will need to move to make everyone in the cone. Right? Because you're trying to do a 30-foot cone. If it comes
how do
from
I flip
you...
it?
No, they're all in the cone. That's fine. You're good. Let's start with the little ones. Let's start with the one who is the most injured. It's gonna have a basic reflex save. That's gonna be a success. Still half damage. Then we have the non-injured greed spawn. It's gonna be a success as well. Also half damage. And Ripnugget. Ripnugget is gonna be a success as well. So roll damage, all half damage.
Alright, that's 2 piercing damage to everyone, and everyone has
Bleed.
3d4 bleed damage on them.
Oh, this is also an area effect.
half.
Let me roll for the lizard. As we said. Lizard is a fail.
Hey.
Lizard is full damage.
Weirdly, I have a success in my reflex saving throw.
Nice. Let's go, Sappho.
That is fucking hilarious.
Amazing. And Sappho, what?
My reflex saving throw, I've had a success because I would be hit by it, so I take
Half damage.
Success means I take half.
Half damage
that's
still means you move to dying 4.
I would assume so.
Oops.
Only a critical success would save Sappho. Does Sappho has a hero point?
No, I had to use my hero point before, which didn't help because hero points this session screwed us over.
Yes.
They were not heroic.
Then in a way, Giovanni did remove the fear from Sappho. As the splinters is what has killed her. And not being turned into chicken nuggets. Anything else from Giovanni as he realizes that he does that?
Absolutely. I mean, I have a hasted action left, which I can use either to strike or stride, so I'll just fucking hook Ripnuggets in the face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go. Plus 10 to the roll.
Woo.
19 on the die, 29. Let's go, fucking go. It's just fucking hooked Ripnugget in the face. Alright, let's go. That's gonna be a fat 1d4 plus 4 damage. 8 maximum bludgeoning.
Let's
8
go.
bludgeoning damage in the face. Like, he will feel that hook for a while. Even if he kills us all, he will remember that.
He got the punch. It was not pleasant.
That's my turn.
It is now Ripnugget's turn. He looks at you, a little confused, and then he smiles. Saved me the trouble, I see. Good.
Of punching yourself, or what's the trouble?
You killed the girl.
No nuggets for you.
Well, there's still one on the floor. And he's going to stride to flank Jiji as a first action. Second action. He's going to try to strike Jiji. Jiji is currently at dying 1 with a critical hit on Jiji. Jiji goes immediately to dying 3. And then he looks back at Giovanni. Looks down at Jiji. Hate to do it to a fellow goblin. But you know, I might just do it anyway. And he strikes her again. For a 27 even with map. Bringing Jiji to dying 5. That's Ripnugget's turn. Sappho. What are Sappho's last thoughts?
Her last thoughts are pretty jumbled because being an elf, she never thought. She always thought she would live a very long life compared to everyone else. And had thought there would be still hundreds of years to comb through old texts, learning things, and there's regret of not being able to do that. And there is because she did not see Jiji going down. There was still a hope of like 2 of her friends maybe being able to just run away. And that at least gives her some peace in her last moments. That hope of her friends getting away. Because she doesn't know better.
And with that, Sappho moves on to the next life. Leading us to the one greed spawn that hasn't taken damage but is now bleeding. As its first action, it's going to move to stand in a flanking position for Giovanni. As its second action, it's going to try to bite as he's sticking in melee and miss with a total of 20. And as a third action, it's going to try to bite again with map and critically miss for a total of 12. Leading us to Jiji. Jiji, what are your last thoughts?
I guess in contrast to Sappho, Jiji has always known that she'd only have a short lifespan. She tried to achieve so much. She wanted to be a wizard and an alchemist and studied so many things in what little time she had. And goblins aren't expected to live that long. She'd always known that. And yet she can't help but I think to be angry at herself. It feels like she kind of lost herself along the way of like taking care and studying and all those things that mattered to her. And like it shouldn't have gone this way. Like she could have done something else. And she regrets her friends being in this mess with her. So I guess that last turn of surviving at 1 HP is kind of her anger pulling through and going out with one last big boom, I guess. But in the end, there's nothing she can do and it fades away.
With that, Jiji moves on. That leads us to the other greed spawn, the one who is extremely injured. on its first action, is trying to hit Giovanni with the glaive for a 30.
Yep, that hits.
As its second action, it's going to move
Deal
in.
12 slashing damage with the hit?
Yes, sorry, it deals 12 slashing damage.
Okay, I'd like to use Deflecting Wave to only take 7 of them.
Yep.
Actually, I'm off guard to it because I'm flanked.
Yes, you are.
I'm just realizing, so I can't. So never mind, I'm taking the full damage.
The reach is brutal. Second action. It's going to close in distance and stand right next to you. And third action, it's going to try to bite you with map. For a natural 20.
Oh, natural
crap.
20 on that. Oh my god, how many of those? Yep.
It
that's
has
crits.
been pulling up very nicely. 20 points of damage.
I have 21 health. I'm on 1 HP.
It is
God.
then dropping dead from the bleed. At the end of its turn.
Right.
The bleed continues to be our greatest ally.
The bleed and the concealed
Yeah,
hold
the
some
blur.
punches. Giovanni, that's you. You are alone.
Alright. Alone. All my dead friends lying around me. Bleeding out, like out of several wounds. Being bitten and poked with glaives to death's door. Giovanni will just take one last step downwards to the corner where the door is, and then Giovanni will take out from his belt a primeval mistletoe and use it to cast one with plants and try to merge with the door. Try to basically, like, okay, so the spell is, duration is 10 minutes. While casting the spells, you must touch a plant with enough volume to fit you and your possessions, or the spell is disrupted. While merged, you can hear but not see what's going outside the plant, and if the plant takes damage while I'm inside it, I'm expelled from the plant and take 10d6 damage. So that's like just like Giovanni's last Hail Mary, and you tell me if it even works, if he can even fit inside of this door, if that door even counts as a plant anymore, the wooden door.
I will allow it because Ripnugget is going to break down the door.
Oh, I figured you couldn't see me do that and maybe wouldn't know.
He
There's a
does have
chance,
line of sight
but that's
on you.
fine. No,
As
he
well as
doesn't.
the greed
At
spell.
least not. Yeah, the greed spawn does, but not Ripnugget. At least I can't see him.
You are, by the way, in reactive strike area.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with that. I will allow you to do the spell, and I'll allow you to roll deception to see if you can hide it, or stealth if you prefer, from Ripnugget. But we're starting.
That's not gonna happen anyway. But let's see.
Let's see. We're already here. We're starting though with the greed spawn trying to hit you as you cast a spell or manipulate an action. Miss with a 21.
Misses by 1.
Misses by 1. So
All
you
right.
can give me either stealth or deception, whichever you prefer, to hide the fact that you're trying to merge with the door. It's going to be against
All right,
Ripnugget's
stealth or
will DC,
deception?
perception DC.
Oh no. How much is Ripnugget's perception DC? Just tell me.
You want to know?
I wanna know.
24.
24. Okay, I have a +3 in stealth and a +0 in deception.
You need a natural 20.
Alright, let's do this.
Just-
Not 20
just
or
crit.
bust.
I'll tell you right now, if you go into the door with a natural 20, he's going to be confused for a while. You don't know what's going to happen in the 10 minutes, but you got 10 minutes. You might be able to run away.
Maybe. Maybe Giovanni will survive and plot his revenge against Ripnugget, and maybe he will live to defend the Gardens of Sandpoint, potentially. A 1 out of 20 chance to not die with the rest of the party. Here's the roll. Nope, that's an 8.
Oh, but that
11
was so
total.
close.
It was close
That
to the
was
20,
so
to be fair.
close.
It was close, it was close.
In that case, Giovanni, you become one with the door. Which I will say in general circumstances, I don't think that's how it's going to work, rules as written. But in this situation, I think I have no reason not to allow it. Do you have the same AC as your own, or do you have the doors AC now? Because doors do have AC.
No, I have my, like, I am not even targetable until the object, like the plant takes damage.
Yes.
Like, I'm just gone. I'm just inside of
You're
this
just
door
inside the
until
door.
the door actually takes damage, yeah.
Let me verify, because I'm fairly certain that doors AC is 15, and they have 30 HP. But I'm making sure.
No, this door has like 100 AC at least.
It's an old oak door. Like, this is basically unbreakable. Giovanni can stay there forever.
It has plot armor.
Yes.
How do you find
I think it's
out
called the
HP of
bargaining
door?
stage.
I've seen it before. I can't remember where I've seen it. Oh, doors. There it is. Items have 15 HP, 15 AC, 30 HP. Regular items like doors, walls, etc. Usually.
Damn, 15 AC? That's not bad.
Yeah. That was Giovanni's turn. Giovanni is gone.
Oh yeah, Giovanni is just gone. He's dead, Ripnugget. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
He pulverized.
Ripnugget is going to try to hit the door. I'm going to tell you in advance. Ripnugget has a plus 15 to hit. He needs a natural 1 to not hit the door. And he needs to roll that 3 times to make sure you're in the door. Oh no, sorry, he needs to move. First action, he needs to close in. Second attack is an 18, which means he hits the door. The door takes 22 points of damage.
Giovanni just like gets catapulted out of the door and gets fucking like launched against the wall and takes 10d6 damage.
10d6.
Yep.
Would you like to roll it or should I?
I want to roll those.
Go ahead.
I think I rolled a few extra.
You did. You rolled so many more. I'm sorry. Why didn't you just do roll 10d6?
Because this was more fun.
Okay, let's
Alright,
go.
so Giovanni takes approximately 30 damage and is knocked the fuck out from his 1 HP.
Giovanni is then dying 1. And Ripnugget is going to use his last action to stab into Giovanni. Does have map. If it doesn't hit, you don't get more dying.
At this point, it's just delaying the inevitable, huh?
Yep, that's a hit. Moving Giovanni to dying 2. I'm sorry, would a 32 be a crit on you because you're dying, meaning you have minus 4?
Absolutely.
Then that's dying 3. After Ripnugget's turn is another one, the last one of the greed spawns, the one who is still bleeding. Though, unlike in other situations, at the moment there's no one alive. So it closes in and does nothing. Which leads us to Giovanni before Ripnugget. Our greed spawn took some bleed damage still. Giovanni, you are unconscious.
Yep, 13 on the death save.
13 on the death save. 13 or 14?
So I guess it's a failure? No, I'm dying 3, so my DC is 13, so I
yes.
exactly succeed, I think. So I go back to dying 2.
Yes. Or dying 1 if you critically succeed.
No, it's just a normal success, yeah.
Which then we go back to Ripnugget. Ripnugget goes up to flank and goes to stab you.
He'll miss.
First one is a hit because you're unconscious.
All right,
you
go to dying 3.
dying 3.
Still living though.
Still living. But with the second one, it's a 29. That's a critical hit. You go to dying 5. Giovanni.
I think Giovanni's last thoughts are like just like all the visions he saw of everything beautiful being destroyed, and with his like last waking thoughts as Ripnugget dries his sword into Giovanni's heart, I think Giovanni thinks about Tipla and kind of places his hopes and his desire to protect Sandpoint, realizes his legacy, leaves his legacy with Tipla, and hopes that Tipla can find his attunement and his connection to nature and stop all of these horrible things and stop this horrible threat coming to Sandpoint where Giovanni himself had failed.
And after a long and difficult fight, none of you know what is actually going to be the fate of Sandpoint, as none of you see what happens next. I don't have words. I'm sorry.
Well, there's still Tipla and Chomper, and it's going to be fine. Sandpoint is going to be fine. Okay? Tipla's going to bring back a bazillion druids, and it's fine. Sandpoint is fine.
Surely, right?
Probably.
That's
I mean,
just
honestly,
what I choose to believe.
Ripnugget, like, have you seen how this guy fights and, like, his minions and shit? I think Sandpoint is fucked. I mean, I think, honestly, the entire world should watch out for this guy. Like.
There are so many net 20s from, like, the enemy side.
The successes and saves were insane.
Yeah.
I rolled a lot of 3s and 2s in the beginning. I was like, oh my god, I warned them about this combat so much, and then it's like nothing. And then I started rolling net 20s all the time.
Yeah.
And I am very sorry. Yeah.
Well,
No, we know it was going to be a difficult fight that had really good chance of being deadly, and now it happened. Because, like the reach, the movement,
and reactive strike.
Yeah, the reach
Yes.
plus
And
reactive strike is such
and
a...
us not having reactive
Yeah,
strikes.
we couldn't stop them from moving around. We didn't have any, like, you know.
Yeah.
It could have been so much more brutal, and I'm glad it. Like I thought at first that Ripnugget has a reach weapon, and I'm glad he did it because it would have been even worse. But yeah, no, this is an extreme fight, and you took down almost everyone
Except Ripnugget.
except Ripnugget. But still, you did a lot of damage. You stood your ground for a long time, and it's a combination of good job, and I'm very sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
somebody else gonna have to sandpoint. Mm-hmm.
Sand
Save point.
Yes.
Mhm.
Safe sand points.
Sand save point. Yes.
Exactly.
That's right.
It's not gonna be us.
Well, at least.
Well-
not us, yes.
Think I need a walk after this.
Yeah, I think we need a moment.
You know, some fresh air.
Exactly.
Maybe some touching some grass.
How about
No, we
dinner?
don't do that here. No,
No,
touching
we do
grass
touch
allowed.
grass.
No.
Hey, listeners, I really would encourage you to touch grass, and sometimes it's
Yes.
a really healthy thing to do in general.
Listen to Faye.
I don't encourage you to do that.
Don't listen to Christoph.
Christoph?
Maybe you should
I
touch
think
grass.
you should go outside right now and touch some grass
No.
and
They
see
look
how
so
beneficial
pointy
that
and
is.
Sharp. Probably hurts when you step on it.
No.
The grass blade, you know? Aren't called blade for no reason.
You should really go outside and touch grass.
Nah.
then I think with that, we're gonna have to reconvene. So
I suppose the podcast is on a short hiatus.
thank you very much. Yes, we're gonna figure out where this goes.
But yeah, thank you for listening. And even if we
All of us
did
will
die,
never forgive Charlie, and this is
Stick
the end
with
of the
us.
podcast because we all hate Charlie now. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's
but we
the end
know
of
where
it.
Charlie lives, so we can take care of that. Don't worry.
Exactly. So next episode will probably be without Charlie. Don't worry, nothing will happen to her or anything. So.
maybe we shouldn't put that in the podcast. But, you know,
If I'm
So the rest of this conversation will be held in private, but thank you
for
all for
legal
listening and
reasons or
tuning in.
something,
And
you know.
For legal reasons, this was a joke.
For
An
legal
absolute
reasons,
joke.
they are not threatening me. Don't worry. And if they are, I have a key to my house.
I
and
will
they
never
don't.
blame a DM for something like this. This can happen. It's the nature of the game.
Yes.
True.
We're just joking.
We just need to find the people who made Foundry and complain to them
Gave
about.
me the natural
And-
20s and be very
Yeah.
angry at them. Yes.
This and
Not
who
Charlie's
made
fault, people at Foundry's fault. So we know you're out there.
blame the computer, blame the internet.
Blame the RNG.
Blame the RNG.
I always blame the RNG.
Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for playing. I know this was an extremely difficult combat, and the fact that you lasted so long and still took out so many of them is commendable. Absolutely. But yeah, we're
Thank
gonna
you for
need
leading,
to
even if you killed us.
figure out. Yeah, I'm sorry I killed you all. It's not fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
believe
like
that.
it.
Well,
But yeah. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time when we figure out what next time is.
See you and bye-bye.
take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hi listeners, Cheesy here. First of all, thank you all so much for listening so far and being with us through our adventure so far, and even our TPK. We noticed after the fact that we had some rules errors during the fight, but we decided to keep things as they are and not retcon it, and keep it as it was with the TPK. As we said, we took some time to think about what's the next direction for Of Dice and Dinner and what it will be. And we have some slightly bad news and very good news. Starting with the bad, we decided we will not be returning to Sandpoint with new characters. Not because the adventure isn't fun or interesting, in fact it's an incredible adventure and I highly recommend it, but we decided we wanted to take a different direction for the podcast. So for the good news, the first thing is, Christoph, who played Mamoru, will be joining the cast full-time. The second thing is that we are already working on the next thing, and while we'll be having a small hiatus, we will be back pretty soon with a trailer for the next season of Dice and Dinner. We're still going to play Pathfinder 2e, but we decided to have a different format that will allow us to bring you a variety of fun characters and NPCs, and mostly interesting and enjoyable adventures. So thank you again for listening. Of Dice and Dinner will return soon. Bye-bye. Red Sun Rising is made by Of Dice and Dinner, produced under the Paizo Incorporated Community Use Policy. Red Sun Rising uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's fan content policy at paizo.com/licenses/fan content. Red Sun Rising is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Original characters and content are the property of Dice and Dinner. Our podcast intro-outro theme is made by Frieda, Melando, and Shachar Bieber. Of Dice and Dinner is happy to be in touch, and our email is the best way to do so. That's ofdiceanddinnerpodcast@gmail.com.